So do you believe a property management business can promote and deliver perfect service?
Perfect service is an interesting concept. I think there is property management team members, department managers, principals who would like to deliver a perfect service, but in a real world, nothing is perfect. And I think this is where some property management agencies can get it wrong, particularly in the listing presentation. So they go in, you're the landlord, I'm the property manager, and they say, we're wonderful, this is why you should choose us, and we're amazing, and we'll put more money in your back pocket, and they do all the sizzle and the sausage concepts that if you've listened to episodes before, you'll know. But the reality is, I believe at a listing presentation, you need to be believable. Particularly if a landlord hasn't had a lot of experience in property management, you need to communicate to them that while you're really diligent in the tenant selection process, you're really diligent in managing the property, you cannot control the change in circumstances of tenants. Tenants can lose their employment, they can hook up with inappropriate partners, there can be property damage. Everything can change from the application process through to when the tenant vacates. So in a listing presentation, I need to let you know that, okay, if the tenant does get behind in the arrears, this is a process. Explain it so it doesn't get to that stage and all of a sudden they had no idea you've got to issue a remedy or a termination and it takes 2 or 4 or 6 weeks to go to the tribunal. If they're not out, then you've got to get a warrant. You need to educate them up front. It's the same as some people call it establishing a perfect week calendar. There's no such thing as a perfect week calendar. I like to refer to it as an ideal week. So yeah, in the listing presentation, sell your services, sell the sizzle, but be believable at the same time. And the fact that we're not perfect, as a property management agency, I believe you need to have a retention policy. Now, what I mean by a retention policy kind of comes under the umbrella of the service guarantee. We've talked about in previous episodes the asset value of a property. So have you given your property management team members leeway in what they can negotiate there and then? And that's what a lot of big businesses do to retain the business. So if you've got an unhappy landlord, what are the parameters that a property management team member can go to in the offering to retain it? It might be, okay, you can offer them 3 months complimentary management. You might not charge them a let fee. But at the end of the day, it comes down to business. A property is worth a considerable asset, and you've got to have program strategies around that to retain as much business as possible. But I guess in closing, one of my favourite sayings is not all business
is good business.
Is good business.